This is the Guardians and Gladiators podcast, Special Olympics-based show with your hosts, Lauzie and Coach.
Here we go, and welcome to Season 2 of Guardians and Gladiators. My name is Lauzie, and today we're going to introduce to you my new co-host, Coach Todd. How are ya?
Excellent, Lauzie. Thank you so much for that introduction. That was amazing. I was just so excited to hear that again.
Yes.
So amazing.
Yes, that's been a while for those words to come out.
No kidding. No kidding. And who's this handsome fella that you've got beside you?
So today our guest, we have a guy that helped me set this project into production, and he was a good friend of mine, Derek Spence. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Yeah, it's so awesome that you can finally make it back. And I know Chris was looking really forward to starting this again. So happy to be here and happy that you're here. And I think Chris is just super happy.
Being happy just as our first guest.
Yeah.
And look at this. Like, I can see you and touch you. You're right there. You actually exist in 3D. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Zoom chats with
Zoom calls and freezing.
Oh, my goodness.
No kidding,
So great. This is what we had in mind. At some point, we get to this, and here you are. You're here.
Yes.
I'm so happy for you. This is great.
Awesome. Yeah. So, like, as you can see, we're here. This is kind of a new format that we're going to try out, and I think it's going to work. So this is now going to be a video podcast as well as the audio. So we're going to continue doing the Anchor and Spotify. We've expanded it to, it's on Amazon now and Stitcher and Google, as well as iTunes. And where else did I put it? I think that's it. And we have the YouTube channel now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Big time.
Yeah.
Getting bigger.
yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Well, I have to say, you didn't tell me this was going to be videotaped, or I may have thought twice about being a guest on your show.
I didn't know either. He just said this is what's going to happen.
It was the best part, I thought, was that no one could see it.
He's like, this is what's going to happen, and this is how we're going to do it. I said, okay.
That's good. That's good.
So, I figured we're going to keep mostly the same format as what you guys had before. We're going to do a little recap of what has been happening since we've been back finally into in-person sports, because that has been super duper exciting. Because I know before we went into lockdown again, I know we were doing some floor hockey stuff, which was awesome. You know, I was with the powerlifting team before we were, you know, in-person stuff. So we were just doing Zoom workouts. Right. So, you know, it's been fantastic being able to be back with people. So we'll go over a couple events that, some highlights on what some stuff has happened. A new segment. He likes it. We're going to do like a dad joke of the day.
Yes.
So I've got a good one. You'll really appreciate it, but we'll get there. Then we'll get to your interview, and then we'll close it up with some upcoming events, and I think we'll go from there. So
sounds good.
Yeah. One thing I did want to ask, Lauzie, I did see that you went to a concert.
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, how was that?
Good.
Yeah? Who'd you go with? I saw there were some people there.
Scotty, Val. Those the only two I recognize. Didn't know the other two girls.
Yeah, there was a Stephanie was there too, wasn't she?
Yeah. And what's her? Sarah.
Right. Yes. Yeah, she was at track with me, and she was pretty excited about that. She enjoyed that. So, what's happened with some of the events? There was an event just last weekend. What was that?
Our baseball tournament.
The Tom Fauché Memorial, right?
Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun. Derek, you were there as well.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was so nice to see everybody out and about. And
yeah.
All the smiles on everybody's faces, and Lauzie striking out. No, sorry, you didn't strike out.
When did I do that?
Oh, yeah.
When did I do that?
Oh, Richard struck out. That one I did see. So there was 3 divisions. 11 teams total. There was a London team in each division, and they all took home medals.
Yes.
The D team took bronze, I believe. The C team took silver.
Yes.
And the Vipers...
We took gold.
Yeah, buddy. There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, there was only 2 teams, but, you know, it was a good challenge, right? Like, you were playing against Guelph, right?
Yep.
And apparently they were a new team.
Yes, they were missing. They rebuild.
They're a rebuild team. So it was a good time to see how they were doing.
Yes.
Judging by your hat, you're used to that.
Ouch, Derek. Ouch. Ouch.
Wow.
That already, huh?
It's okay. We've been rebuilding for 55 years, so.
An interesting stat. Every time Colorado has won the Stanley Cup, Detroit has won the year after.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
It probably won't happen
Not
next
gonna
year.
happen.
No.
That would be some improvement, I'll tell you.
Not this time.
Yeah, we'll aim for the playoffs like we did. Yeah.
Talking about that, he came close on the prediction from season 1, episode 1.
Yeah,
He predicted Tampa Bay to be in the finals.
Whoa.
It's too short.
Yeah. It's close. That was back in September we made those predictions.
Yeah.
October, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We made those predictions.
Yeah, and you guessed what?
Vegas.
You guessed Vegas?
Yeah, that was the long shot.
Well, it was a good one. It would have been a good guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a safe guess. But, you know. We had a powerlifting meet with... Well, it wasn't a meet. Well, we did have a meet. That's true. We had like an online... sort of a competition. It wasn't necessarily like a qualifier. It was kind of a friendly competition with like Brantford and Sarnia and St. Thomas. And actually the London athletes were almost all tops in their weight divisions.
Wow, good
Yeah.
for them.
And we had one of our athletes, she's brand new this year, hands above like any of them. I don't even think some of the guys would reach her based on her weight and height. So that was fun. And we had a friendly workout too. We went down to St. Thomas's gym.
Oh yeah. Good.
And I filmed like a little hype video there, and we put it on the Special Olympics London homepage. And yeah, it was super fun getting to see all of those guys too. Because again, some of those athletes were the ones that I had, worked out with on the Zoom. So
right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was good. Good.
Yeah.
They're using the CrossFit still, is that right? The
Yeah.
West London CrossFit?
Yeah. So they're using we're using the West London CrossFit gym up on Oxford and Wonderland.
Yeah.
They've been super nice to us.
Yeah, they're good people up there.
So we're on a 2-month break now.
Okay.
We took July and August off, and then we're gonna go back, and they're more than happy to have us back. So, because I think before we were gonna go to Hutton House, but
Yeah.
I think they've been super awesome, and they love us there. So
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I'm glad
It
that
was-
worked out. I
yeah.
remember when Rick was looking for a place, and I happen to know some people that are friends with the owners up there. So
Yeah.
I put them in touch with Rick.
Nice.
And glad that worked out.
yeah, it's fantastic there. They love us, and one of our athletes, Christoph, I think he volunteers there, or works there
Oh, good.
as well. So whenever he
great.
comes in, some of their staff is like, "Yeah, Christoph, let's go in." Yeah. It's super fun. So,
Good.
and then we have the London Police Services had the event at, what was it? Lone Star.
Lone Star, yes. Cops and Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yes, that was nice to be back out doing that
Yeah.
again.
You were involved in that one?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't actually have to wear a uniform and wait tables this year
Oh, lucky
because I
you.
was fortunate enough to hand that in a couple of
was
years
that
ago. But no, it was good. It was nice to see the OPP officers, London Police.
Some trainees there too, right?
Yep, there were some cadets there, and
Yep.
then some of our staff from corrections out at Elgin Middlesex were there as well.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, it was fun.
good.
I went there, had some dinner, and saw Lauzie there. And
Yes.
yeah, he was protecting me from Scotty there.
Yeah, we raised just over $20,000 across the province that night.
Wow,
Awesome.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. And that goes directly to...
That goes right to Special Olympics.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That's cool. So are there any more events like that, or...
Yeah, there's a lot of events are starting up again now. We're working on one in London that'll be the first time we've ever done anything like this with the Torch Run.
Yep.
But it's going to be a helicopter golf ball drop.
What?
So we're going to be selling golf balls for $10 each, and we'll have a website and everything people can get them from. And sometime in mid-September, we'll have the actual helicopter up, dropping all the balls, and we'll have flags out, and it'll be closest to the pin is going to win a nice grand prize of about $5,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you can look for some things coming out on that in the next little while.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty cool idea. So we're going to try it here, and I think York Regional Police are going to give it a whirl over there too, and we'll try to get this up and running.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What about July 1st? Big torch
1st.
run, first time.
Canada Day. Yes, that's right. There is something else happening, isn't there?
We'll get there. We'll get there, Lauzie. We'll get there. I know you're excited. We'll get there. Dad joke of the day. I figured since we're all dads here, this will be a new segment, at least for Lauzie and I.
Yeah.
You'll really appreciate this one, I think. All right. So, what did the police officer say to his belly button?
Oh, boy. What did he say?
You're under a vest.
Oh, now I know how my kids feel.
Oh, wow.
They're so bad, but they're so hard not to laugh at.
Exactly.
I know.
Funny.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The only reason I thought of that, because every day when I drive my daughter to school, there's a little sign up here, and they have dad jokes every week.
Oh, yeah.
And she reads them off when we drive by them, and she just cracks up all the time. So,
That is funny.
so we'll do one of those every week.
Excellent.
So, Derek, thanks for joining us again.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. This is awesome. I'm so glad you guys have kept this going, and it just got to a point I just couldn't find the time to keep doing it.
Yeah.
The job working with Special Olympics and managing the torch runs across the province. A lot of traveling since things have opened up.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so bad at the beginning of the year, but now I'm out and about a lot, traveling across the province. And I'm just glad that Lauzie here gets to continue, because I know that this was a big thing for him, and it was all his idea, and he's the one that brought this to life, and I just kind of helped him along at the beginning. So it's nice to see that you're picking it up and running with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was humming and hawing about it, and, he did make that post, and I didn't see anybody stepping up. So he's like, you know what? I think I can do this. I can help him out. I like Lauzie. He's a Wings fan. I can appreciate that.
At least somebody does.
Hey, I have no room to talk, so none whatsoever. I think I have, if you know who Bill Barocco is, and some people from a Tragically Hip song will know about Bill Barocco, but scored the game-winning goal for the Leafs back in 1952. And then after they won the Stanley Cup there, he went on a fishing trip and the plane crashed. And they didn't find his body for, I think it was 11 or 12 more years. And during that time, the Leafs never won the Stanley Cup.
That's right.
And then they found his body, and the Leafs won the Cup the next year.
Yep.
So in 1967, the Leafs win the Cup in May-ish, and a few months later, I came along. And since then, they have not lifted that cup again.
So it's your fault.
So I'm a little worried that it's going to take somebody running into some misfortune here before it happens again. So I always think of that reverse Bill Barocco curse. And
no.
I'm hoping that's not it. I really am.
It's going to happen one day.
There's a lot of Leaf fans going, come on, just kick the bucket, fella. Let's go.
Well, and like my whole, my family, well, not my family, but my wife's family and my son, they're all like bleed blue Leaf fans. And
boy.
Yeah, it's tough coming in there. And, my son, we were watching the playoffs this year, and it was heartbreaking for him to see that. So I always joke he's never gonna even see the Leafs win the Cup, and you know, we've seen Detroit win the Cup 4 times since at least I've been alive. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty cool.
But so I guess when and why did you start your involvement with Special Olympics?
Oh, good question, boy. Yeah. It's going back a long time. It's probably been over 30 years now that I've been involved with the Torch Run specifically.
Okay.
Started out just volunteering at some events. You were talking about the Lone Star. We used to do it at Red Lobster. We called it Tip-A-Cop. And we did it there, and I volunteered, and I did the run every year.
Yeah.
You know, and but to be honest, it wasn't until there was one summer, and I met a gentleman from Special Olympics who ran their soccer program. Okay. And I've always been a soccer player. Yep. And we got talking, and we said, hey, let's set up a little game with the police. So I got a bunch of the guys together, and we went out. And, you know, I mean, a normal soccer game will last 90 minutes. Sure. That one was probably supposed to last half an hour. Yeah. I think 2 hours later, we're still out there playing and having so much fun. Yeah. And, you know, doing the runs, working these charity events and things were one thing. Mm-hmm. But in those days, the athletes didn't run with us. We were running from different areas. Right. But doing that and being with the athletes, and that was like, all right, I'm hooked here. Yeah. These guys are amazing.
It's hooked.
Yeah. So from that day on, and that was early in my career. Yeah. So, you know, fortunately, I had my entire career where I could continue to do that. Yep. Kept working with the Torch Run and getting to know a lot of these guys around here. And, you know, you just become friends with them as well. And, and they're just great people, and their families are amazing, and the volunteers are amazing, yourself included. You know, all the people that, well, geez, probably go back on our guest list, right? All the people that, you know, are all these volunteers, and we've had them all on because they're so impressive. And, you know, they everyone does it for the right reason. And that's what's so amazing about this organization. Yeah. But so I right through my whole 32 years, probably, I was involved in some way with the Torch Run. And then the last probably 15, 20 years got much more heavily involved provincially and and then it all kind of came to a big conclusion. Not a conclusion, I shouldn't say that because I'm still going, but it all came to the most exciting moment was 2019 when I got chosen to go to Abu Dhabi for the World Games.
Oh,
as
nice.
a torch runner. So that was such an incredible experience. Yep. Stephen Graham, who was one of our guests, Stephen was chosen from Ontario to go as an athlete. Yep. And he ran with us. We ran the torch for 14 days right across all the 7 Arab Emirates. Yep. And culminated with the opening ceremonies.
Wow.
And that experience was just phenomenal.
That'd be unbelievable.
You know, to be with torch runners from around the world doing the same thing, and then to be with the athletes and Stephen with me, and then, you know, being a part of the opening ceremonies was incredible.
That's great.
What an amazing experience.
Yeah. So I guess I was going to say, you know, what's your favorite part of working with Special Olympics and Torch Run? I guess that's probably one of them, but I don't know if you can kind of single that down to.
I think the best thing though is the athletes. Yeah. Being with them. Yeah. You know, because the first, like I took this job in January working with Torch Run Ontario, and the first few months were all online. It was virtual polar plunges. It was everything was emails and virtual meetings and everything, right? So, you know, the first few months it was like, wow. I thought there'd be more to this job where you feel like, okay, yeah, it's busy, but, and I was missing the but until the last few months. And now you're actually around athletes, you're around other law enforcement officers who are doing this as well. And now it's like, oh, this is amazing. It's great to be back again and getting to experience all the different communities around the province as well. And meeting athletes from all over Ontario as well is just amazing.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I guess I was going to ask before, like what specifically, like you are now working for the Torch Run organization. Is that what it is, or?
We actually work under Special Olympics Ontario.
Okay.
So it's a part of Special Olympics Ontario.
Gotcha.
You know, so they have all their programming and everything, and then we have the Torch Run side as well. So I kind of manage the Torch Run side of it.
So what specifically then do you do with them?
Well, all the different events that are happening throughout the province, I'll help to coordinate them and support people running their events in different areas. We put on conferences, final legs into opening ceremonies, things like that, which... You know, right now we have the hometown games. You guys were involved in one there on the weekend with the softball tournament. So there's all kinds of them happening. We try to coordinate some law enforcement involvement as well. Right. We did on the weekend, right? We did a little mini torch run into the opening of the baseball tournament. Yep. And then we had some of the guys around to present medals at the end. And that's always the best part for officers is when they get a chance to present medals to
Yeah.
the athletes. It's amazing. It's such a great experience.
That's good.
Before the World Games, you went to Colorado, right? Or after?
After.
After,
that's
yeah.
Right. Yep, that's right.
For a big conference there.
Yep, we did. We were right down by the arena. Watching the playoffs there, every time they would show you the arena,
Yep.
there was an area down there where we went. The Colorado Torch Run people hosted us there, and we had a big event right beside the arena. They were playing at the time. It was a preseason game. They were in there playing, but we didn't get a chance to go in and watch it.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So now there's just a lot of traveling that you do specifically.
With gas at $2 a liter.
Oof.
I know. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm paying for that gas, but the way I look at it is every dollar that I have to spend on gas is a dollar that doesn't go to the athletes with Special Olympics, because that's one of the things Special Olympics prides itself in, and it's so impressive, is the margins of your donations to them.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some charities, some really well-known charities, I won't name them by name, but that are in the 50 to 60%. So 60 cents of every dollar you donate actually goes to the charity. With Special Olympics Ontario, you're up in the 90s, like 85 to 92, 93 cents of your dollar goes directly to the athletes in the program.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's all because they keep their costs low as far as administrative things.
Yeah.
So something like that. I mean, yes, I have a company credit card when I'm working.
Yeah.
If I'm driving around in the car, I'll use my own gas. But if I'm going to events, but I'm always shopping for the cheapest gas, which is hard to find out. But I am, because I always look at it as any of my expenses. If they go up, then you guys don't get the money.
Yeah.
So
res gas for sure. That's how you Google Map. Oh, where is all the closest reservation gas stations? That's what I do. Yeah. That's good. So how did you guys initially get together and kind of start this whole podcast thing? Like, obviously it was Lauzie's idea, right? Like,
So what happened was I got in touch with some different people that I knew growing up. Like Cam Jansen he played for the Windsor Spitfires, New Jersey Devils, and St. Louis. And I was listening to his podcast, the Cam and Strickland Show.
Yep.
And I was like, this is just talking. Then I found another podcast. This is about different things about life. And then it's like, well, I'm going to make one with Special Olympics.
Yeah.
About Special Olympics.
Yep.
And then, I don't know, I just saw Derek on Facebook one day and I just said, hey, I have a project. Do you want to be involved? I told him about it. He's like, next day we were on it.
nice. You were all over that, eh?
yeah, it was great. Yeah, Chris had got a hold of me through the Torch Run London Facebook site.
Yeah.
And he said, have you ever heard of a Special Olympics podcast? I said, no, I'm sure there's maybe one or two out there, but I haven't really heard of any that are, local anyways. I said, well, are you interested? And he said, yeah. I said, well, let's
do it.
Let's look into it. And didn't take us very long. We got up and running within a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And, unfortunately, we were in a time where everything had to be virtual, but we made that work. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
it was nice, actually, in a way, because we could get guests from different areas. We had
Yeah.
guests from Colorado, Oregon.
Yep. There was the Timmins one too, wasn't there?
Yeah,
That's
Timmins,
right. Yep.
no,
In different parts of Ontario. We had, Jackie Barrett.
Jackie Bear from Halifax.
Inducted into the Canadian
was-
Sports Hall of Fame,
he was
first
one of-
Special Olympic athlete.
He was
Awesome.
one of our first guests.
Yep.
That's right. We got him a week after that induction ceremony, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Nice.
Yeah, he was a great guest. Real great guy.
Yeah, because I was going through the previous episodes there and just kind of making note of all the different guests that you had, and I was like, holy crap, man, they've got a lot of people on this here. So,
but usually one athlete and a volunteer or
Yeah.
someone that works with Special Olympics.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we'll try to continue to do. That's obviously the goal. Even if we can get somebody local, that's kind of the best thing, and then we can always do somebody virtual. So that's pretty awesome. No, that's great that you did that. So, I've got just a couple more questions. No, I'm good. I don't know if Lauzie's got any more, but if you want any input here, one of the biggest things, and it's kind of something that I've come to enjoy, but it's, why should people volunteer with Special Olympics? Like,
I'll use a line that one of our torch runners used, and unfortunately he passed away during the pandemic, but he used to always say, Special Olympics has given me far more than I've given them. And he volunteered for over 30 years. So he put a lot of time and effort into it, but always said, you get way more back out of this than ever put into it. And you'll know that from being a coach and everything. Like they're just being around the athletes. And I know in the policing profession, you can have some days that aren't that great, and you deal with some people that, kind of brings you down a bit. And I just found that through my entire career, this was my balance. That I was fortunate enough to be around Special Olympic athletes so much that it really balanced out any of the downsides of the job. So I just feel I was very fortunate enough to be in the law enforcement profession where we have the torch run and it gives us an opportunity to be with them. So for anybody that's not got that opportunity, volunteering is the next best thing as far as, coaching or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with that. I mean, like I've been coaching like my kids in hockey and baseball since they were 4 or 5 years old. And yeah, like I completely agree. It's different, but there'll be weeks where I have a really crappy week and I'll go to powerlifting and I cannot not come out of there without a smile. Like it's just so much better. And like even meeting the hockey guys, like it's been an amazing opportunity, and it's just awesome time getting to meet Lauzie and all the other guys, and they're so welcoming, and the just the vibe that they get for being together and competing and just being on a team. It's like, I don't know,
it is incredible. And I mean, like there's the benefits obviously of the sport for you guys, the physical benefits and all that stuff that I'll touch on a point here in a second. But I think it's that social aspect as well that just, and obviously everybody was missing that for the last couple of years, but it's so important. And you hear the stories from the parents and, they have such an impact on you hearing about, athletes who were told they'll never be verbal or they weren't comfortable around people or anything like that. And all of a sudden they get involved in Special Olympics and they just flourish. Yeah. They become different people. They like being around people.
They come out of that shell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So that part of it, along with the physical benefits that come with it. And speaking of the physical benefits, the man who did the studying, the man who came up with the idea.
Saw that.
Yes. Today, big day for him. Dr. Frank Hayden.
Order of Canada.
Yep. Companion of the Order of Canada announced. So that's exceptional. That's what a great honor, and nobody more deserving than that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And like I said, I completely agree with everything there. It's just you get so much out of it, and it's honestly one of the best things I've ever done. Like I've been involved with, because I coached hockey with a previous coach, like Bobby Draper.
Yeah.
He was golf coach, and he just nothing but good things to say about it. Yeah. So just one day I was just like, you know what? I'm not coaching right now, obviously with the pandemic. So I'm like, let's do it. So he put me in touch with Rick and Armand, and here I am coaching 3 different sports, and I'll be the head coach of hockey next year, and holy cow. Powerlifting, and we're going to track and field meet next week, and holy cow.
Once they get you.
Holy moly, I know. It is just like suck you in. That's crazy. I wasn't even supposed to be at the baseball thing, and Rick's like, yeah, come out. I'm like, all right. Oh, you got to score a game. Oh, okay, fine, whatever. I was like, oh my God.
That's what happens.
God. I know, it's crazy, but it's worth it. I mean, it's hard to say no, right? Like,
yeah, for sure,
it really is. My last question, and this is a goofy one: what's your preference, chips or sweets?
Oh, that's a tough one. I have to go sweets though.
Yeah, look at them.
Yeah, definitely sweets. I like some chips too, but jeez,
So if there's a bag of chips here and a bag of candy, you'd go for the
I
candy.
think I'd go for the candy.
Yeah. Eh?
You know, it may depend on what I'm drinking with it at the time. Sometimes if it's like I mean, if it's a beer, I'm probably going to go for the chips because candy doesn't go well with beer. But I'm not saying that's the only thing I drink. If I was having a glass of water, I might go chips. I could probably go candy.
You probably go candy?
I think overall, candy.
Well,
You
that's
didn't
all
even
my
ask
questions.
about donuts. If you throw donuts in there, it's an
I
easy
know.
choice, right?
Yeah, maybe next time. Next time we're hard up for a guest, we'll bring you back and we'll have some Timbits. I'm all done for questions. I don't know if you got anything else there, Lauzie.
What is the next big event for the Torch Run in London?
Good question.
I think aside from the run, which is tomorrow, what are we? Wednesday, 2 nights.
Wednesday, yep.
Friday night. That'll be our next big one, and then we move into hopefully the golf ball drop, which should happen through the summer.
What's the big thing that's happening on Friday?
So Friday, it's Canada Day,
Uh-huh.
and Canada Day in London means the Torch Run, London Majors.
Oh.
Yes.
So this is actually really exciting for us. For years we've done the Torch Run.
Yep.
This is our 35th anniversary in Ontario. We have done it everywhere from running down Wellington Road to, out the OPP station, all these different things. And it got to the point where we were just running for the sake of running, and it wasn't a whole lot of fun. It was great to do it and the awareness part of it. But I got a hold of 2 guys I went to school with, who I knew pretty well, Scott Dart and Roop Chanderdat, who had bought the London Majors just before that. And, they were turning it around. It was becoming a really good program there. So I touched base with them and I said, listen, I know Canada Day is a big day for you guys. You have your fireworks display that the city put on afterwards. So I kind of threw the idea of maybe us doing our torch run into the opening of their Canada Day game, knowing it was a big game for them. And they were so good. They said, yeah, absolutely, we would love it. And we started that probably, you take away our 2 years we missed there, and we're probably going into our 6th or 7th year of doing it. So maybe 8 or 9 years ago.
Yep.
And we went from having 4 or 5 athletes join us for the last 100 yards of our run to 50, 60, 70 athletes joining us as we go into the opening of the game.
That's
and
awesome.
Have,
Yeah,
3,000, 4,000.
Did you?
Yep.
3,000 or 4,000 people standing cheering them on, and it's all about them. It's all about the athletes, and we do the torch run in, and then we usually have our athlete of the year, our sports person of the year, throw the first pitch out. Now this year, because we haven't been there for a couple of years, the last sports person of the year, which was Rob Wilson, I believe.
Yep.
Rob threw it out the last torch run we had, so we haven't had a new athlete of the year since then.
Right.
So in trying to come up with who was going to throw out our first pitch this year, a lot of thought went into it. We couldn't find anybody, so we decided to ask. I'm just kidding. No,
So they finally came to me.
So Lauzie here is going to be throwing the first pitch at the Majors game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going
After the first 100 said no.
Yeah, there's 126 said no, so you're 127.
Yes.
All right? So, no, I spoke with Chris from Special Olympics London, and she made some really great points, and I couldn't argue with them. I didn't want to be the one to say it because it just sounds like I'm biased that way, but Chris did so much, I think, to help the athletes through by coming up with this podcast and showing that, hey, we're in lockdown, things aren't great right now, but we can still do some things and have fun.
I put smiles on people's faces.
He
and
does.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
It does, and now that you're on camera, people look at you and laugh even more. Right?
Yes.
I know. I may give you a run for your money there, Lauzie.
Yeah, so Lauzie's going to be throwing out our first pitch at the game, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm excited for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dropped the puck in November at the Knights game. Now I'm going to throw the first pitch at the baseball game.
Perfect. Can't ask for much more.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. It's amazing being in this man's shadow for so long.
That's awesome. So, I guess for upcoming events, again, like we've got a track and field hometown game happening in Brampton next week. I'll be there with the track athletes. We have the London Golf Tournament.
At the Fox, yep, I'll be being a golfer in that one.
Perfect. That's on July 18th.
Yes.
Perfect. I know there's another one coming up in August too, I believe, but I'm pretty
Another
sure.
baseball.
Oh, is it another baseball
Yeah,
one?
August
Okay.
27th in Ajax.
Oh,
So we're getting ready for that.
nice.
Hopefully the rain will let us.
Hopefully it's not too humid either. Torch run stuff. You said that was happening on Friday, and you said there was another one the week after, or a couple weeks after that.
No, just that one
Just
in
that
London. There are a few more throughout the province still
Yeah,
kind of
sorry.
taking place, and then
Yeah.
we even have some that have been pushed to the fall this year. So that's kind of cool. But
That's good.
they're happening all throughout the province.
Yeah, because there's lots of the hometown games now that everybody's
Yeah.
back
That's right, exactly.
up and going, and getting all excited to do all their sports and stuff. So
Yes.
that's fantastic. So anything else you want to say? And
No, as I say at the beginning, I'm so happy you guys are going to continue this. I'm happy for you, Lauzie. You know that you shine at this. You're in your element. It's awesome. I think everyone loves listening to your laugh, and they all missed it. And your opening just is catchy, and everyone loves it. So
love it.
I just wish you guys all the best.
Thank
Keep
you.
going, and if there's anything I can do to help out,
Thanks.
don't hesitate.
We won't try to lean on you too much.
No, that's fine. Whatever you need. Anything I can do.
Derek, we don't have a guest. Come on the show.
You don't want a recurring guest like me.
No.
Yeah, there's lots of more
Now
interesting
with there's
people out
cameras.
Yeah.
there. Oh, ouch!
No, again, thanks again for coming out and starting this whole thing with Lauzie. I know when we were starting to get it back up again, he was just super duper excited. And
Yeah.
so I'm happy to be here and
Excellent.
be Lauzie's wingman now.
Yep.
So we'll go from there. And again, Derek, thank you. Lauzie, welcome back, buddy.
Yes, I'm happy still.
Beautiful. Well, that's it for me. I don't have anything else. Want to close it out?
Well, until next week, folks. Stay safe, be kind. See you then.
Have a good one.
All right.